Yo guys, Mike for Sim Racing 604 and welcome back to Assetto Corsa Competizione and welcome on board the newest surprise free car here in ACC. This is the McLaren 720s GT3 EVO. So an updated version of the beloved, popular 720s GT3, some would say meta. I don't know if that's still the case, but for a while the esports leaderboards were riddled with 720s GT3 cars, and this is an evolution of that. So what did McLaren choose to do to their flagship GT3 car? Well, not much. I think they were pretty happy with it overall, evidently, because all they really did was make some aero tweaks. Now, depending on your skill level, depending on your level of comfort with the outgoing 720s GT3, those may be significant. Are they significant to me as sort of a casual fan of the 720s GT3? Not really. It feels very much the same. Most of these EVO models we get follow that same sort of pattern. They kind of go back to the drawing board on a couple of things just to make improvements, but rather than overhaul it, you know, it's not the 488 to 296 or anything like that. So that's kind of what you can expect broadly from this EVO version. I think it's a new front splitter and a new rear wing. So, you know, is that going to make major changes to most people in most scenarios? Nah, of course not. But again, if you're really acutely familiar with the 720s GT3 or a top level Eat Sports guy, did I just say Eat Sports? I think that's the hot dog eating championship. But yeah, if you're an esports level competitor, will you notice a difference? Yeah, probably. But for the casual driver like me, there's not much change, and that's not a bad thing, because again, the 720s GT3 was a very popular car, and for a while you'd see leaderboards just riddled with these cars. Whoops. But yeah, I don't know if that's still the case or not. But either way, just kind of speaks to how well loved the 720s GT3 was, and now McLaren has gone and improved upon that. So it's supposed to be better in traffic. One thing I will note about this car, as somebody who was a fan of the 720s GT3, I've kind of gotten away from it, but who was a fan of the 720s GT3 back in the day, is that this one feels more loose, mid to late corner. You'll probably see that in a couple of corners over the course of this 20-minute race here, but I do find that depending on the level of traction control, it's pretty easy to bust the rear end loose, and I don't specifically remember that being sort of a significant issue with the outgoing 720s GT3. So I don't know if it's placebo, I don't know if it's something that came in the sort of last major update, or if it is in fact something to do with this EVO version, but it just feels less stable, less connected in the mid to late corner phases. So again, could be me. It wouldn't surprise me if the problem is between the steering wheel and the seat, such is the case with many of my sim racing issues. Moved up into 13th of 24 cars here at Donington as the sun sets beautifully. Love, love, love Donington, one of my favorite additions to ACC. And yeah, I don't know if there's much to say beyond that. This is a free update if you're on Steam. If you're on console, I'm sure you're not shocked by this news, but it is not yet available. So I know certain folks are working hard to bring the console version up to where the PC version of ACC is, but certainly not there yet. And yeah, be patient. Be patient. That's all I can say. ACC rocks, and I hope the console players get to enjoy what us PC players have been spoiled with over the last 5-ish years, in terms of its evolutions. So anyway, yeah, it's a free update. Next time you boot up ACC via Steam, you should see this 720s GT3 EVO available to drive. And this is not the GT3X, by the way. Some people might get those confused. There is a 720s GT3X that ran the Goodwood Hill Climb, I guess it was last year, and really, really fast GT3 car. It was kind of, they took the necessary homologation parts off that car just to make a very, very fast sort of GT3 style prototype. This is not, of course, that. This is homologated to GT3 specs, so you're not going to have any massive speed advantages. Engine's the same. broadly speaking, most of the major parts on this car are the same. It's just, again, that front splitter and rear wing that are making the difference. Whoop. Oh, watch out there, Nissan. Coming through. Got a head of steam up this hill. And so is this going to be another meta car, or are we just going to see domination and, you know, this be half of all the cars in the top 10? I have no idea, unfortunately. I am not of the skill level to judge such things. It'll take skilled people to make that assessment, and I am not one of them. I'm just a casual sim racer. Not to be confused with the YouTube channel Casual Sim Racer. Shout out to CSR. Yeah, thought about it. Thought I could squeeze my way in there, but thought better of it. So you heard that little chugging sound there. That was, of course, the traction control. This thing has some pretty pronounced traction control effects. So it defaults to level 6. It's got 2-stage traction control, and yeah, 6 is just like you cannot get out of a corner. Like, it's just stifling to the acceleration. And then you go down to 4, and it's kind of hard. Whoa! Hard the other way. Did he just slam on his brakes? And it's kind of hard the other way. I find it hard to keep the rear planted at level 4, so I've settled on level 5. Those of you with a more skilled left foot could probably, right foot, could probably lower the traction control further, or perhaps make finer adjustments with TC2 and TC1 balancing. But I've had no such luck thus far. Oh boy. I'm in a Nissan sandwich here. Just about got rear-ended there. And if I can make it through the chicane in decent shape, I should be set up for the hairpin to make this overtake. And indeed, that does appear to be the case.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Whoop, going wide. Going wide. Motion sim plus grass equals sort of fun.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
So it got pitted. Not the end of the world. Not gonna invest any time getting angry about it. Just gotta get those positions back, man. Good news is, other cars didn't get too far ahead of me, so I should be back in contention very soon. Give it about one more lap. My sort of best case race pace here at Donington is sort of the mid 129s, and I am able to achieve that with this 720s GT3 EVO. So I would say there's no noticeable decline in performance. So I will say it hasn't got slower. Has it got faster? Again, not the person to judge, but definitely doesn't feel unnecessarily slow, let's just say that. I did read somewhere that it's not great in a straight line. This isn't the best course to test that on, but I am hearing some reports that this thing is not at all great in straight lines. In the case of like a Monza, you might be at a disadvantage. So do your own research for that. And big lock there. Thank you, ABS. I'm going to set the ugliest personal best that's ever been set. But I'll take it. And so I'll use this next lap. Let's see, where are we here? 130.585, so I think we can do better than that. Again, kind of mid 129s is a decent pace for me. I know that lap record is 126 or something, so I'm well off that. No illusions about my driving skills, but I will try and do my best to get into the 129s here.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Come on, girl. you gotta love the rotation on these mid-engine cars in ACC. You lift that accelerator mid-corner, it just starts to rotate beautifully. I love that feeling. Kunos really nailed that. So I guess now that we're halfway through, I can give kind of summary thoughts, and then maybe I'll focus in the last few laps on the actual racing. But what do I think of the 720s GT3 EVO? It's good. It's not great. I remember when the original 720s came out, 720s GT3 that is, I was blown away, and it made me more of a fan of ACC than I ever had before. Is it that same level of being smitten? Nah. It's similar in so many ways to the 720s that I don't think it's really captured my heart the same way its predecessor did. But do I enjoy it? Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm glad they made it free. If this was, sold to us and you had to pay, and it's such a minor change from the outgoing version, I would probably say, hold off on this one. But the fact that they made it free, I think, is really good. Whoa. Yeah, because it's a nice addition as a free car, for sure. Oh, and by the way, and I'm blanking on the name, I think it's Dave Grant. I'll try and drop a link in the description, but we have some really cool liveries for this car already appearing on Race Department. And Dave Grant, I think I got that name right, has done a great job and brought us 5 liveries for this. And they're really, really cool. They look great. So be sure to check those out once you get up and running. Alright, so I've got a Porsche and then back to those Nissans. So I don't think I'll be able to do any sort of lunge here. Gotta watch myself. Oh, and I'm slow out of a corner. There's that traction control I was talking about. It's extremely pronounced. Whoops, picking up some outside corner beads there, because why not? Yeah, I know the cars look floaty, but that sky in ACC, gorgeous, man. All right, let's go, baby. Come on, Mikey. Let's push him. Let's push him. Much better line through that corner from the Nissan than I had. One of them here, probably not both.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
There we go. So still not into the 129s, interestingly. Can't seem to find my full pace here, just running into a bit much traffic. I've also got the AI down at 95. I was doing my warm-up races at... Well, I tried 100, but I was getting smoked, so I think I went down to 97 or something. But yeah, this all the way down to 95, so you'd actually see some overtaking action. So anyway, because I've turned that down, I don't feel as obligated to go fast. So you're seeing kind of a slower pace from me. But I am capable of 129s. And the source of that information, trust me, bruh. Saw a little bit of that mid-corner slipperiness there. We've got a lot of pace to make up, or a lot of time to make up, rather, to the car ahead. And a lot of pace to make up if I'm ever going to hit a 129. But we'll see. wiggle on the exit. All right, good news is I've got a bunch of clear space in front of me, so if I can keep my head in it, should be in good shape to set a PB here. Finally hunt down the mythical 1 minute 29.x second lap. Airplanes flying over. Folks on board saying, is that really the McLaren 720s GT3 EVO in ACC? I thought we would never see the day. By the way, there's a like hidden new car in ACC. I don't think it's getting enough love. Per the last major update, they threw in a pretty significant update to the Mercedes AMG GT3 EVO, I guess. Anyway, whatever the most recent Mercedes AMG car is, I love it. That's my go-to now. I think I might have mentioned earlier that I'm not really driving the 720S all that often, and that has been usurped by the Mercedes AMG. Love that car. So if this 720S GT3 ain't doing it for you, if you haven't booted up EVO rather, if you haven't booted up AC in a while, ACC in a while, come on, Mike, get it together. If you haven't played ACC in a while, and the McLaren 720S GT3 EVO ain't doing it for you, give the Mercedes a try, because you might like it, even if you weren't a fan of it previously. Catching up to the pack here, currently running 12th, so I'll be lucky to get top 10 here. AI pace is decent. I think I would like to have more time with this to get the car higher in the standings, but yeah, it's been a hopefully entertaining enough video and a decent showcase of this new McLaren. Just to sort of restate my position on the car, it's not as if I'm so blown away by this, and I've got no downforce, so I can't make that corner. Cursed grass, man. But I do like the car. I do like the car. It's cool. And free is always good in the sim racing world. Alright, well, I got 2 more laps, I guess. Or maybe this will be the last lap. It's going to be close. Let's see if I can get one more overtake done before the end of this race. Oh, I did set a 129.920. It's not my best, but I guess at some point I got into the 129s. Self 5. Woo! Yeah, we'll get this lap plus one more. A little bit of fighting up ahead. I saw the Lamborghini going around the Porsche there.
Car on the right.
Ugh, gross, Mike. Pay attention. All right, one lap, one overtake. Surely I can do this. Surely. Give me a little slipstream through the crane of curves here. Whoa, whoa, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. Whew. I don't know how I saved that. But it cost me 2 full seconds, so this is exactly where I will finish in the race. I'm just happy that that didn't end up backwards. So now I know the secret. If you ever get into a slide, just say this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, and things will work out. It's like the inverse of a mantra. Instead of saying what you want to happen, you just say the current state of things. And the universe will listen. Woo-wee! Sliding on through the second to last corner. Won't really matter though. Got a decent gap to the car behind. And we'll cross the finish line. McLaren 720s GT3 EVO now available. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.